2028 election no opo wumpo patapa wom sabi niema ye edinya tumi no enye ne nya na enya nsasem
eya no wunfro am ide ne ma oba abontin de sa niema ni nyina bye
at MPP de wo de ho bebo afori ya ma party no eduru ba bi o se party no ejina wachi a no mayiwa ma una wonim nyansa obekọ you will lose
because twice they say national security for abefa o
obesa fam you
ena nwasem bi esi onim se Kennedy akompra kwa Agyapong Ghana this year esu efre no so bra emedu o man Ghana nim na ansa na beba mu sa je se MPP delegate edin kan ye no 31st January na abusia Oheneba esiedu a oye adwuma wo Wontumi TV ye ga so mo de ya na most of times mo kasa in favor of Bawumia, but this time around why exposing the executives and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia at him say this time no Kennedy will be no we different. Yes, the interview will be a way and watch it the makasa at here said this time no oba amanyo muna unkuta kumapania kumadinti sa Kennedy diana was a opa bitra na okay na a shocking man for pa man for what drum say hey na Oheneba esi edu de presenter wo Wontumi na said o sika sama Bawumia ne ade na akọ ba bi na ekobisa wa say na woka na man for say share Kennedy nyame na ekasa because o hwe say the Ghana for chanting here Kennedy Agyapong na omo ayese omo bom mi fita duku no eno nene nyame ema saa nema we epie na twetwam ya abakaya lawyer bia onim de pa okotena Wontumi TV na ono so asem ne se osondan no ne de pa wo Ghana obi epuko Kennedy ho obi ekwo Kennedy pese wo so Kennedy mu ti se Yesu ba na omo pese obuso ni mu se bi pepepe ehona oye se dayem obusa sa ye to ba na wi ana Kennedy nya ade no mu di Kennedy achi sa o live radio program minim sa video no hu ye na ebe pa eno kai we just say Kennedy said the prophet ahodo Bernard o hwe prophet Amakwata said the reverend osu bempamu asofo toto wuromu aka se Kennedy eba be lead no na che say ye adwuma buja ye interview a Oheneba ono atu na num to expose Bawumia ne NPP executive enya sam ketwa ye gotie natural job conversation mama
enti election no well am wadwum kwa da say bi betimi ato afa ho because me say na very confident say people will win am wadwum say bia ana won the defeat
chamo no kwane say na me nim say betimi lusu
okay
but I was ready for anything
okay
say the outcome no e betimi akwa ama the NPP e betimi akọ ama the NDC easy say we what you so be am on yourself one thing that you should be ready for they say you should always prepare yourself for the good or the bad news
okay
because successive elections they are I'm here to say Ghana for is difficult to predict them and any man who influence the illiterate the Ghanaian illiterate say obetuna ba ma A or B no ebi wo hono ma sebe oti ase enye enti da bia me ka me say the political researchers asofo omushe nkom ne ade no lack
okay who say owana atom
because eneman bi wo hono mo a say we wadwen say wo de wadwen di akira ate ase a say bi wan hwe abe ha ho kwa
okay
enti ase ni enti I was so confident say adwuma yaye campaign ayeye especially say uteki His Excellency John Dramani Mahama mami fasa akonya na me congratulate no
okay
na me mo na baso say the tenacity the perseverance olusu election okoba bi olusu ye na ba mamu no fight ya no I think the Ghanaian youth I was say can be kire ye say utu na mobia you don't easily have to give up because uni mochina erani yankopon hihye but Osha campaigner Dr. Bawumia ye from NPP internal elections any the His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ye John Dramani Mahama ntimi anko about 120 constituencies
okay
Dr. Bawumia o the NPP internal elections they can every single constituency of the 276 no of a city be at least 2
Oh, okay.
Enti oye campaign pa. Odi nkomo pa. Enti I was so confident.
Say
Say but somehow, some way, I also prepared myself for the unfortunate. Enti see, you know. I remember my boss. Yeah, election Saturday. Sunday, Wontumi. Sunday, and Dr. Bawumia beji too. Na ebikura say wa concede in term do. Monday anopa na me radio so. And he called me. Offer me my boss. When I was TV so no, I'm saying me drive na me radio. What you call me? I'm say chairman my bedroom. How? I'm say chairman my bedroom. Sabani atowi. Enti oya de Wontumi nsesa no. Dia me ye mama me didi nso so no. Exactly. Enti no Sunday na Dr. Bawumia beji tumo no. Afternoon na I'm sure say me prepare me ho.
Okay.
The only difficult moment was Monday na no how to take off.
Yeah.
How to start.
Yes.
But nyamiadom we were able to put ourselves together and me start here for the first 15 minutes in the day. I was a bit jittery, honestly, but the free work no. Then me wafa. Timi adwuma till December 18th no. In fact December 18th look at me too no. Wednesday no pa me adwuma. And you went me 2 years.
Wow.
Okay.
Yabobo elections no. Not the mood Wontumi. I don't know what to say. Mood station I mean.
Very, 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 very uneasy. Very, 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 very uneasy. Now, I wish to send your video be eto honum, especially Chairman Wontumi himself.
Yes. Honorable
Osechi Mensah-Bonsu, Mama Pat, former China ambassador Edward Boateng, former regional chairman FFanto. Now he na Ashanti Regional Coalition Center no. In fact, said the NPP Ashanti Region who here umutino.
Yeah.
Na Joe anochimu na fly back.
Okay.
Instead of setting up the coalition center wa Accra no. Na attention no wa hanom. Na from 3:30 p.m. Saturday afternoon any who say emfa. Because what sometimes they be amekase Chairman Wontumi sebe senka or the school eka the politics na oye no ho a would have been a very fantastic politician.
Okay.
The oye ya man who say election nkoyi mayeni. You started say you to aba no. You pulling agents no. Na ono one call center.
Okay.
Enti ya allocate groups ni biama constituency 47 na Ashanti region nyina. Enti 10 a.m. Oplesi call every single constituency in the region. And obusai say enipa say na ato aba. Ti say ebia ebuakwa RC primary e ameme to aba no. And akọ no be kọ ho no mu a. Obusa say enipa say na ato aba. No they are compared 2020 by that time. Enipa do na ato aba. Enti about 12 1 2 ni ehunu say turn out nenye. And so he started placing calls to the other regions to find out say Ashanti region kwa and I say other regions nina. And then we realized say so no
the same thing also.
And so na a bit jittery. So your hopes were Ghana for the last show we can put the share SD4 kwa sorry in the end say after 3 couple 4 5 number amfa
ti hona na msta
e ball 4 yehu nipa ato aba ye be kenkan declare no na obia anya comfortable cry.
Okay.
And the system chairman mo building Ashanti region no na it was said by 9 p.m. near who say you lose or you win.
By 9 then mo.
Your coalition center now Crystal Rose.
Okay.
About 9:30 no be any ho.
Be a coffee.
Me die. Me kaiser around be 120. And I Chairman Wontumi half frame. Yeah. Was half frame no. election, no, it is not going well. But somebody has to speak to energize the party, to comfort them. And to make I say, on one of the car be farming, my nephew, to be farm baby and Ameda, on what say Chemesa that I had to go and host him. And I echoed, no, because I be shaman phone crying. Or make it that statement, no, we knew we had lost the election.
Okay, it is and the coming video, no, and okay, say. Abano yankin
wi
and that time when you say
Agyapong
opposite show mun kwanka but the margin what do you say over 1.7 million votes
chamo no kra say me sure say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama krana ebe no mama ebe no mama
ono akwa clearly I say
the number of parliamentary seats NDC winning here and the vote margin no, and I've always said say students of politics will one day have to research into the 2024 elections. Because Tinamika say as so for any researchers lack. And it be
lack on. Use for some research anyway we say lack in I guess I have to respect that. But what do I dream I also said then factors when they contribute to that massive defeat because they are unprecedented.
Say me Samine Apa the NPP failed to manage political power.
Okay. Who breaking it
to
down?
The expectation of the Ghanaian people.
Who breaking it down?
President Kufuor can say power can trick you.
Yeah.
So to me, so we do one graph.
Better down.
Now, your communication there will be a di but to me na Ghana for the share and sano. Yen who say they will see a crown. Enti, the end is the bull tia.
Okay.
And near ma omubua ema yenye tumi no ebe kasa etiase ye no ni amfa say omoye anti NPP or Akufo-Addo Bawumia government.
Okay.
Enti aso ye den.
Ebubu ni egu maso.
Na the man ye ya ne say ye hunu ho pupuye kakra in the 2020 elections. But unfortunately, you had to share COVID. Because there are many countries that COVID a certain government. In the winning, near free say the results of 2020 election, winning 2016 by over 1.1 million. Now a swat by 500,000. You had to share COVID. Say COVID no. Economic decisions you take and a man nipa ho chire ntino vote margin the tiba form.
Okay.
And na ye kokobobi
and a Ghana
for the NPP. Ayadwena nkoso. 2 mini ye de. And yadwena ye say e betena hoda because Nana Danko Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia aye adwuma. And so we thought Ghana for be share adwuma wo maye no ho e de akoto aba. But enema the Ghanaian electorate e share de to aba no. Enye development nko enye your policies and programs are the beba. Ehisem wom, otan wom, ebufu wom, kratwen wom, bibia bi wom.
And even appointees need because attitude.
Me say, chamo, including me amete. Me nimpa say obi to abeti MPP because of me.
Say be on maybe also yeah.
Because he feels that bia onim mabusu ya me free mu, onim baby ya me free, onim me bre. And he feels that bia me dem ho bebo chema Wontumi a politics nti hwe ene
na Uchi Land Cruiser.
Otu kwan wokoba me kra me ma me ne me papa mo ye wo me to MPP ma bre ho ano de wo se onu fi se onya ne nsan kan. And some of us ye buya ni gunie mani biso. Enti we didn't take time to explain to the Ghanaian people omua ensembi ye omahino. And your friend say, well, Akufo-Addo the free senior high school aba. For the first time, Oma Ghana for than Kanemu free, Yebunsu free. And those things were going to speak for us. But unfortunately, Amanesa.
People say Ashanti and Twaba. Sir said Ashanti and Twaba in MPP Lucy. May sure say and also.
Quite bisu no be yadwene. kwan bi so me no mo nya adwene
because you be one to about say we disappointed in you nti o be who voting for the other
the
side
word say obesoro kwa akosan line me no mo nya adwene because enya Ashanti region kwa all the 16 regions and they met me aka say NPP enya hoden kwa kakra in parliament because the 88 parliamentary seats here no yankwa provided 37 almost half your ministers your deputy ministers your CEOs chamo hwe adwuma na na do aye o Greater Accra interchanges infrastructure and potamo akwan but you see a seat in am na beka 5 or so
Ashanti na dey na do buy
Ashanti region no kra na dey you say ye pe yenya unfortunately on Tech FM Ibusa Kwabre East Akwan some beto amonto amunyai. I remember in May 2024 na me chairman akọ Canada ba and Ghana for omwama ne nsem omoka chairman by no be press conference say there are some key projects we Ashanti region afedie ne homete ebinum kwa free say cabinet meeting kwa watimu bi ena okwa onko kan wasem
be Ashanti
say the Wontumi ano see e din na otimi kan bibia and so he defied all odds and obey press conference calling on the government say afedie enough is enough obo kayetia second phase no wasem and then his own party people started attacking him say na una your regional chairman na you say aban ye adwuma no onye ya na dey kwetena radio so
okay
omom bedi na tem enti adwuma na wo se aban ne beye ma nipa ni gye ho no adwuma de na do ye bi na Ashanti region pa but na nipa na hwe se obeye no mani agye ho no wa meye but still we able to provide 37 parliamentary seats for the NPP enti omom ka say ya nto aba on that score me no mo nya adwene but the question is say a nipa to aba in Ashanti, you know, is about 2 million. It is a regions ni nyina no enya massive voter turnout no. Senka Ashanti region nyaya is either we would have changed the results or pushed the election to a second round.
Okay. Well, one of the things wow moves about I think say a few days to the elections.
Yeah.
And now your program said you went to first to second, 7th for
yeah.
You went to the 7th December. Not 8 to you know, you to know. The next, I don't know that.
There's some bam who the chamu what hurry about abe baby na pono mu dia ni
baby.
Now you see NDC they know their own and they will always be there for their own. MPP ntisa asema me kwaka yi it was the wish of MPP for mpanifo ni bi kwampo say ebi na nkan mentia yi disa nkomo we
was about nkan dem
of course
so cancer not in our cancer
my year adwuma we for almost 17 years and my main say it's a great privilege say and then you may say we have no tell me we didn't come because now me desire and police me now watch your picture
oh
and na nyame adom men kan say wo radio so emma men kopa acha wo ho boda na campus ma kan asem amna ko wi me police station
yeah national security have found
but a cabe 1 month to election no obi owe ni bia na oya aso tie de na ekoso Ghana no could see say the election was getting difficult for us to win.
Okay.
In the NDC for na sha ase say NPP see break 8. It is a opposite NPP break 8 o koto abana to number 8. John Dramani Mahama so and then number 8.
Okay.
And if it's about misconception, misinformation, That is the genesis of it.
And na momo te ma
And
also go
you will studio and hear discussion. And we'll be saying, we need to counter this. And I said, okay, well, so we said, to number 8. And you're 8 in the corner. You're about to 1 to 7 and you're to 8. No?
Okay.
It was supposed to be an in-house discussion. But as to how it went out, and the
At one can on radio.
who say, yeah, program no radio and TV.
Yeah.
Na said your boy commercials no. Yana and yet be an ultimate radio ni TV no at a time.
Okay.
And you are yeah bought TV commercials na near radios.
Okay.
You are yeah bought radio no, not TV no. Since you bought radio na, yeah jai because radio program yeah radio and affect TV so. And you bought commercials no radio so. Na yeah din komo in house.
Okay.
And it is expected that those are the MCR no.
Ombe kat
Ebe bonyum and also be play BB. Said the yeah discussion no will not be captured on air.
And unfortunately.
And unfortunately, it came out.
But what's yes?
Yes.
Okay, we actually
Oh yes. I think the next day, the first person of friend was Abdul Malik Kubako.
Okay.
And then Anaya Kesi.
Okay.
Peace FM.
Peace, yeah.
And the next day, I retracted and I apologized and I explained how it went.
Okay.
The statement I'm a Trema police for the same thing and I'm a trading my own. For me, I have prepared myself as a politician, no, the baby womb.
Okay.
But the most unfortunate part was my daughter called me. And a friend in Obi and Obi myself no. Not also.
Oh.
And so for that, and my mom, yes, yeah. Ono obi bo me di to so mienu kura na ha no.
Yeah. Mama for
And so I felt so bad that I had subjected them to.
yeah.
But enye no dia, yes, my young from so, but some radio for so many years. Now, in an attempt to defend the new patriotic party, na how not to me. I wasn't moved.
Well, the BKB show, Oheneba Siedu of Wontumi FM and Wontumi TV. Morning show host on and Yaneno Chinkomo about the election. You may see, of course, on one moon so, Nyoma FM, you may be Bisa the Biaka home. Oiwa.
Chamo.
Lawyer John Kuma of Blessed Memory. Ni wono. I'm sorry, in same BB by.
Yeah.
And also now no shipa. I see a poison, no be a poison, no ka chema Wontumi DNA. And no day in a mile. I know who's true. I mean, then a mile or Bob until this annual money. Bye. Now, it was some kind of no name the oka.
Chamo, I saw my boss dying.
Chama Wontumi.
Wontumi. And na I had to speak out. Na ebisinde amount for that so I can say me na me say ya poison Chama Wontumi. Banya me na me kai.
Okay.
I remember every single word I uttered on that day. I remember came to interview me. It was 23rd October near Tamale. And an incident in Isia. For the incident, Penimubia when people will be and say Isi.
Okay. Penibia you say Isia.
Isi. Said they had that experience.
Okay.
I said, you know, Manfred Obia, you report to the vice president. The doctors are your what tamale. Medical team are no money, the vice president and Namano. And I attended to Chama Wontumi. Omubaye no. Nurse from you need can buy. Until we handle situation, we free say a broom so no. And they called in the doctor. Doctor ne buy no busa say, my way, almost say yes. Modi draw we amano. Modi nsuo yes so yes. And so he went to chairman. But they say miane ha. No they say miane ha. No share chairman no throughout. Wa fe bebre. Share the color of a fiena wa fe no. And then he said, say, he suspects food poisoning. In my conversation with Ken, I can say, I am not a medical expert. But doctor and nurses know better chairman they say, for the reaction they saw, and then mo ye, a drum demand said now was a chairman can one can on. Suspect say
food poisoning. But meaning say, of course, medical for the say food poisoning, yet the be a drug go at where him.
Yes.
Obviously, a Bianibu ordinary and when you cry and a big obviously a food poisoning. But would you now can have a say the poison they would be animal?
Mine was say any yama bakum you be a CC ye proud to chairman situation community no. I am tempted to believe say it was deliberate.
Okay.
One, you did some days a watermelon. You can't in a head of faco. A buffet in the Haiti. On that night, at the chairman incident, Nessino, you call out. You bedrew your almost oh, Nanka was see a movie corner of East, and ye uncle, and the hotel arrangements no, or my and a fofro. Into me, anyone got no come home off. Ye back with a baby fofro. Not chairman. And Susune John Kuma at the different hotel. It was the first time. That night was the first time ye caught bar Tim Ninano a ye buffet ya sunlight a diancon will be edi. It was the night ya said Diano into Mukodu Hotel Hono, accommodate the chairman, and then somebody came to ask Mubedidi. Say Anne. And yet you will deal who you will we. Chairman was okay, and ye paid you no. And then they suggested, say, any were confirmed to my mamma be answer.
Okay.
You will night day.
Abba.
The next morning, I incident see you know. Me, nipa my friend no, a bonaman here was Nanefia, chairman secretary.
Okay.
And I'm a testing. It was time and Dr. Naba Abeka said of suspected food poisoning. And I'm a testing. Timuna, you walk a winning in a movie, a call, or masha campaign, I say. And you're quite young, yet with you by 5 a.m. Now you call. Akame, Mafu, John Kuma, chairman, and Dr. Nobeshe. Chairman, Obeshen Echo, I'm with Janess Nibaku actually. Bare 45 to 1 hour. And then a gentleman came and walked straight to chairman room, but knock your door. No. Said, Obese chairman, what to say?
Obi say
BBS. Make can say no. Na my colleague on Movement TV. I test me message say, o matter say, chairman yare serious. In fact, I look at me catch and say, and you know, correct. Not chairman phone crammy. Then calls started coming in.
That's one of the call.
Neat FM, Adom FM, just say, okay, FM, course, ne basa. And I didn't respond to any of them. And then the news no quite one thing. Such a Wontumi has been poisoned. Enti me niema we
I'm going to say deliberate.
It convinced me say
so be na shada ediyegum say.
Yes.
But say John Kuma diwi.
John Kuma di aduane ne bi. He said say ono on shada mpedi hu.
Okay.
Enti aduane no odi kakra bi. In fact, the next morning na ono no be no ke chairman do who say chairman what's our situation no. He also confirmed to the doctors and they said, on also threw out. But when Philippi bia.
Okay.
But chairman, the chairman until close to 5 years. Me who is other. And the mama yam shame was when they told that say, Omo one injection be the reaction of Munga special be react, you know. Say, Ama, we had to fly him to Tamale, to Accra. But from Tamale to Accra, they can't guarantee what will happen.
Hey.
Yes. Mr. Chamo, on that day, assembly am kind bia I remember everything. When I went to the National Police CID headquarters, my statement, I read the same thing. Me read the CID boss, FR tape no, Ebobiu, and I hear my statement. It was the same thing. Because I saw it. And the situation, I mean, who chairman woman, I couldn't have kept it to myself.
Wow. It is still, who the maintain is that Chairman Wontumi was poisoned. The same way John Kumansu did.
Yeah.
Who suspects say poison?
Me free say, and you men I suspect you. The medical doctor of Dr. Bawumia's team told us say, per the examination, the observation, yeah, he suspects food poison.
And we are Chairman Wontumi did no. It's a Mawadi or saying yes, John Kumansu DVD. Good. Maybe a nona and I'm so.
And nona me say, many John Kumanya ye Alanche Martin a project.
Okay.
From 2007. I have known John Kuma from those years. Yendim say, e bi obi wo hon mo nam yare bi wo no ho, but bi ohwe no ho su yema say bi
I'm a trigger.
Okay. Onam ne baby. Yendim nipa omo live with cancer for 10-15 years. But the end is a kana. Enti the next day and ye twa ye campaign so. Day na incident this year the yent manko. The following day and I koy. Enti ye nam no na chairman entumi cause the chairman you know kasa obubom ni ade. Ti duru se omu introduce no be kasa. Anthony Cabo and a bay just obe charge atmosphere no. Ti say nka chairman be ye no. Na chairman be microphone no be kasa. Because no one him say he is not well. Okay. In terms say you call Karaga. Echo. And John Carr say he's not feeling well. Into quickly any arrange ticket man. Into me John Kuma driver ni man for Americano and he driving from Karaga to Tamale Airport. He nearly even missed the flight crash.
Okay.
And I obe fly in Jack campaign or a quackra. The next 3-4 days, and it is he's not well. Incident no AC 23rd October. Not the main election year to be flag brand near 4th November. Saban year to no. Not John Kuma to coin a question no yari. The Saban want to be.
Okay.
When he went on narrative, what happened no? According to him, and I mean, one of my bosses were this uncommon. The doctor told him, say, on cancer chema Wontumi say, on some ra for another checkup.
Okay.
Inti, what do they have in common? I will not call a checkup. No, I could do home coma. The doctor say chema Wontumi some ra.
That's just a big yo.
Of course. Inti, John Kuma might have the underlying health issue. But now my argument they say sa incident nisi ye no he was healthy. Obi onim John Kuma bi also nim say after that day no and who say
the health name.
Sorry ni dia so.
Okay.
And nipa bebre a o matwa no hia party mpanifo MPs bebre he told them say otu kwan na okohe no the doctors told him and yes, I suspected food poisoning. And I had. And why should people crucify me? As if say, "Me kwana me to sa."
Why would then a bit more be in the same party? Na be a Chairman Wontumi be a don't come. Why then a bit more be decided so be sad. Then my what dream say.
There are people who survival depends on their relevance in politics.
Okay.
Nipa ni bi ohono mo a politics no it is their profession, it is their business venture.
The only political power.
And those people no anything that will be an obstacle.
Clear.
Okay,
then MPP for Nangasa no omumuno ehu ana.
Anya MPP
politics mo no.
Politics. ebi hihye binom ho. I remember me this uncle way. There were people who called me and shared their experience with me.
Okay, other politicians.
Yeah. Nansenya, in about a month or two, Asante Achimango, former MP, Abekambi, said when they were doing Ken Must Go, no, on also no, or experiencing food poisoning. There's one gentleman, or elections, NPP UK, no person of a branch chairman. On also no, your political activity, yeah, on also no had the same experience.
And the politics, no more also wrong.
And my argument was, and you pay the money in the name of party politics. If I say party in tea, and yet me and come once.
Okay.
But I was going to speak out.
Well, you're very interesting. I mean, just when you're in politics, you just have to watch your back.
Absolutely.
You can't trust everybody.
Nobody.
You can't trust nobody. Well, anyway, I mean, you can't about New ICC elections day. Okay, about it, Napo,
Yeah.
It been so crazy that Napo was not a good running mate. Because all chances need be a moi. Dr. Bawumia minimum and also only sacrifice Adrian.
Politics is about numbers. It me sure say Dr. Bawumia and the National Council decided on Dr. Agyapong Prempeh. Their expectation was that he would add up, and I said where Dr. Bawumia falls short, he will complement it.
Okay.
But to many party people, which Omomo Kasano, I don't doubt them, I don't disagree with them, feels that he was not able to live up to that expectation. But send the National Council the National Council after election will assess him whether they took the right or the wrong decision.
Now Napo. Now supporting Napo, choice as running mate.
That means support, not because he was not competent, but because he was not going to serve the interests that I live on. In Chemuni.
Okay.
Chama Wontumi kwa election. Only ni pane koye. Dr. Agyapong Prempeh campaign tiana.
Okay.
It was all over. Chama Wontumi aweni. Enti, why should he go and push
Napo's agenda?
And every time I spoke about Napo on radio, there was a caveat that ne hunipa ayade weni tia chairman. And so I also come and respond. There were many times omo frɛ no mani atenase ne nyina agree say yejai na mama that condition omo jaya bejai
so omo
come to me because I'm here nyame nam nipa so na hye nipa nyame nam wontumi so ayemi ye.
Okay.
And so his interest is my interest. He's my God on earth.
Okay.
And now o ka wontumi a men twan ma wontumi nka njem say men ka obi ansan ma be ka.
Well, I'll be dealing with the
because wontumi to form a me me to form
campaign near Yamuye nyina baby amanfo nso ebufu gaka say chama wontumi akoyi gold with TV so gold chain weigh $250,000. And also okay chere say adoye nje ana
I told him me ka chere no say it was very unfortunate na ayemi de say man twen ama abonti so for anchase anka wasem.
Okay.
Right after the show America Jane said no I dey we the egg but gold no enye wontumi na be yi you say ye jinkom chase ka kire say NDC for omuni momo de na abre bia omugina omo de achi.
Okay.
But MPP de wo de ho bebo afore ya ma party no eduru ba bia o say party no ejina wachi a no mayi wama. The call came from Accra. In fact, the presidency time a chairman yi good no a time one na ejapa discussion no
okay
about the ejapa no o frame ministers me nsa na de omugina ho no mo a Now we should die room na she we that we should die room a. Ukobusa obia nti ase we Japan mu a. Obia chire mu different. It was just like time na ye defend 11 no. Enti no ye di track government nechi. Enti the government decided they needed something to sway the discussion away from the Agyapong deal no.
Okay.
It fortunately that they made chairman at the office and I call no by. Said they've been advised by some political pundits say or no na a bit my creative BB.
Oh no, can't say type trendy. It's your creative BB and trendy.
Yeah.
I know the go you go. Oh no, one day you go.
Because now when the car can send me a ma for about a week or two. Now the sketch ni na yo no nko.
Okay.
Enti ade chinye all ban of the gold no buy. Now it wasn't even negotiated than come no. Now gold bars.
Okay.
And one handbag him.
Okay, anyway, you know.
Enti
Guys, don't change it, you know, Parliamentary.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah, dim komo no.
Wontumi any gold bar.
Near ye Agyapong discussion no. And was say on the lifetime na a good adwuma no ye. Na mfaso a e wo gold mu no. Ya dwene nya ma so.
Okay.
Na se Agyapong no e bia portions of it be and as a modify na ye nya so mfaso a de be mo man no. Enya mfaso ketua. Na omu kura omu anya bere omu ka Agyapong no. Gold kura omu hu bi da. Oheneba so wu ka bi na me se chema ani. Wa hu gold da na me se da bi.
Ana oyi chire.
No so ope so hu bi.
Okay.
Kamen ka se da bi mpo. And I say ani. And then he went into his bag and we you good no the tour. Not open so say who be na me say ane. Some so me hu ya na mani age. Open so who be enti we yi be 15 gold bars be 15. And was say gold you two ane nkofo abefako.
Okay.
Yeah cry there was enya wom ni yenya. Enti Agyapong no omomudi hu nkomonti no omonti ase. But the bottom line is and cry for not to ho. National chairman to ho. General secretary that time, John Bodu Moti ho. Ministers, finance minister and Agasa to ho. They were looking for somebody who would create the idea a big Ghana for having a free Agyapong discussions. And indeed, chairman, yes, I did for about 2 to 3 weeks. Na Japan ho kran komo na ndisi for Jaika.
Yeah, no more can.
I don't know more.
Well, anyway,
but party for the nimuno will not come and defend him because Obifi say on there was assemble Obi say Wontumi asem ne anya. You see, Chamo 2024 election yi ade ba ko a ekoso NPP pa eye Wontumi a NPP for na aboaye ema oye unpopular in the region and in the party.
okay.
And it has caused the party so much. Me kweshia obi I will catch them say 2016-2020 on my party niska a moment the year campaign 2024 went my party niska because 2022 omuya regional elections no obi di Wontumi betina radio so say yeah the campaigns ka be na no wadi they say Wontumi di campaigns ka dia what is the essence of no do kwasa ni sikako.
Okay.
It may be nipa no fi say na all kasa asem no na all can go Wontumi wo fi. But in the 2024 oha MPP party no kwan bi so. One thing here,
Okay.
Delta Force and invisible forces.
Vigilante groups.
It was so clear. Wontumi my regional chairman. Ye to about Ashanti region ha. I MPP stronghold. But then this is for no take it over. Ya mean to me because abani e kono we better have obi ntubi. Ampa so ehun ntubi ntumi so renkoto. From 2014 I went to be a regional chairman. Me that time I'm so close to him. Basa nyina etwai because he had boys. And then deliberately within the party, Obrifi said boys na ma Wontumi ayde so powerful. And he created a problem between Wontumi and boys no. And na Delta Force for nyina ahwete ye. And they you see that Your war parliament, you lose subino, a patapa MP, NDC for the J. Because they had the boys. I won't be a surgeon, I'm any be. Enti Oheneba, he does a lot of things, he get them wrong. But a near maybe so more, say party no, a guide no. No put it into a proper use. Party no will benefit more than the deficiencies.
To feel that the party needs him to go to national level.
So much.
So we call the first vice national
two abaniwe me catch and say unyai. In fact, a day after John Kuma's death, and I sat on radio and TV, me catch a Wontumi. A papa said he should call his son home. At least, or the partner Agyapong 2. Why be? On Fantour. No fancy can go holding the bush and the number. Opera, you should enter into charity.
Skadu be.
Ohuska. Na onkoye eno. Because it does appear say, the obey biano party for no appreciate. Obi kwan party near say, MPB bar power, and I'm na. But in 2014, NDC MPP Congress or Tamale, the only way you folk when they come Agyapong. Agyapong, Chairman Wontumi na Chairman Kutin, Central Regional Chairman Mofrimi, and a finance party in the Congress. And the party in Panfon say, Omushe date 1, Omantimanko, Omushe 2, Omantimanko, Nesicasem.
Senior people the money is getting. Maybe you are born maybe a account.
There be our can or say, their party na yamano no. To him, it is priceless.
Okay.
Inti, on no party no was a man. Unti.
Okay.
I told him, say, why enough? Uncle Jina home. Na obisumesum. Nani pano. And yentuaso. But upon a second thought, there be a party na bejina no. Say, adia ha NPP they say, yenye two successive national chairmen. They were not that active. I'll be when national chairman to say a seeding ketia, and also for some for etie na o move from region to region, constituency to constituency. Maybe I'm a Calvin system team. Unfortunately, time of year national chairman now I am old age, health, into went man, your chairman no person. Now, the NPP needs a chairman who will move the party. And the general secretary will sit at the national office and do the administrative work.
Okay.
Because 2028 election, upo wumpo patapawum. The party is in opposition. Ministers, CEOs, deputy ministers, deputy CEOs. Obikwa fees also quotation. You will need somebody who is resourceful.
Okay.
Who will spend from his own pocket on the party on your bunkumu unifa.
Okay.
And that is Chairman Wontumi.
Well, come on there, but there be our time. But quick one and son, yeah, wrap it up now. This issue about the finance minister, because in our MPs who felt that finance minister, because I know one of the contributing factors. I say finance minister and step aside now, or her party, and no. My name said you see who no any and they are is the declare no one to say OSP so my year free. My year free so more near itinerary ne da obeba. I mean your comment on that.
You see, the na MPs na kano. I was with them. Oman kasa about competence or incompetence. Almost say the finance minister is making the NPP government unpopular. Politics. Sabi niema ye edinya tumi no. Enye ni nyana ejan sasem. And if you want to be seen as so knowledgeable, una wonim nyansa obeko you will lose. Edie be sonko na amina da be ye. When you yi kereforiata ho man ba ye. But it was like seed no ahode ekɔ fam kra na obi anka fuel prices cost ra obi anka but Kenoforiata no it was like everything was him Kenoforiata kroya so na otimi beye hyehyeye o move ye out of the IMF programmer the NDC and John Mahama de ekomu 2014 15 16 ayeba power even with that otimi my free SHS
osade call IMF
enti the party for na anye the government na anye say they didn't explain the issues to the Ghanaian populace well.
Okay.
And to be able to second of Oriata unilateral decisions
and
the year conform. And the only popular decision and then can buy bit my and say you need free ho. Then you and for your own members of parliament to come out and address the press, not just
President Inti.
Yeah, Russia for was a man. Inti nipa ba kono atena ministry ba ko 6 years 7 years na trim there because some of them thought they were untouchable. I remember Chief of Staff issue statement say CEOs, ministers, government appointees will be anxious and co reduce kasa omanfi because you don't have the appointing powers. President no bet me the president who only did. Do no be a yedi ope. It wasn't Kenoforiata nko but ne ho hi ehun sunsuanso e kan wo bi na lose election.
You see ebi no cause me jato OSP there no because him say and I feel the bobo I feel no beba abi na no and all that.
Oh, obaso otena ho. Into obona adwuma no ho ban.
OSP no.
Oh yeah.
To ye bibi na aban na ho.
Oh yeah.
Sana ho no.
Oh yeah. Airbus issue and they involved the former president, now the president of the Republic Bill, and then a brother. And now court at Nasu UK. I'm making it clear. Say Nipa Sumesino Benti. And I involved in the Airbus scandal. When Kisei Agyapong wanted to engage them, he flew to UK to engage them. So why can't you do that for Kenoforiata or no A2 kwano or try letter bread will say, oh yare. I will name down beba.
Okay.
Now Omani look like say Okono or maybe you.
That's what done it. It you want to say the Juma buy no.
And who is a fugitive?
So we are say we're done. We are Mbra Ombra some
court a dinasem
Ombra
Atana Nasem so say yes share the union. Kenoforiata issue I find a we investigation. And what about say we investigation we now who say asem no kra no. You don't have enough evidence to prosecute him.
Interesting how political space works. But well Oheneba as you do here, he's in the game. My conversation now is very interesting. But finally, do you want to say President Mahama with the opportunity given to him by Ghanaians, the overwhelming majority? I mean, out of them, even NDC as a party, almost parliament. Do you see him doing well? Would you wish that he do well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because, Chamo, say President Mahama failure. Politician be a Ghanaian electorate serious view. What it means is that na ye nim no and yes added to me man. Inti a chere bi no politician be a betimi abeka nsem bia di Ghana for ho agora e besa de to me ama. But say o taking it serious. Say nem fom so a o ye nyina no. Ghanaians have given him another opportunity to cleanse himself. Na oye adwuma ni ya. Then the politician will have a space. So oye from so na man opportunity biwa. He or she might correct it. But so why any year?
Which are your PBR?
Because, not because me yen NPP ni. John Mahama is vice president in Try. Dr. Bawumia is vice president in Pay. Senye ebufu ni ehisem. Any a hunter be a buy appointees ni bi mua. And someone no muni na nam se omu kase omu nya akwenya omu beye. Any di obiya nya akwenya se vice president oye no. Ejiri se ebi na Dr. Bawumia de no. Eto asum. And for Ghanaians to believe in you, so okay, for experience wise, who would the president depend? In the end, famao, and the amount no. Prove Ghanaians right.
Okay. Well, yeah, man, also, but quick one, 30 seconds. Who say 2028? MPP Sanfa, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
He has to take some key decisions, and I'm waiting to see that.
Okay.
Makache, my boss. Chama Wontumi. Makache, Dr. You a free middle bed campaign coordinator. That I want to see Dr. Bawumia taking some key decisions. Clearing some people around him.
Okay.
And yes, sir, those people mislead him. Ombe misleading him and taking some decisions via MY.
Conversation also yes, definitely mess up with him. Because thanks so much. Now you wrap it up. Anyway, you know, my producer me. I'm sure that unya.
Very unfortunate for me.
Yeah.
Very, very unfortunate.
The only Kenny Brand you say as a
but I spoke to him, and at a point in time I told him, Ken, you have to go.
Why?
Make a trainer.
Okay.
Because Chamon, my friend said. Me na me started Silver FM 4 or 5 months, and then King came. And I'm just starting Wontumi, and then King came. Let me say this. You call Wontumi Yanyiska.
Okay.
Kena anye kapre. Or the chairman now to the stand say, chairman told him say, Moma Buama station in Yina. And then you win it 2020 now. There was a me yamam no meet my yamam. Unfortunately, Kenan tesa me. I'm a year rura.
Okay.
Sports no and to say me political show from Monday to Friday at least. Ubenya 2 days bia obeba show no so a obema osika kakra. E dia to ho. And Ken was living with his salary.
Okay.
Sika bia en free baby ma. Enti Ken nimfie miensa enan no he sacrificed. When you first will be in free.
Okay. And
this is a man for my burger.
Says the way you say politicians
I have gotten so many opportunities. Maybe it was good for me.
But no.
But Ken had to move.
Well.
And I agreed with him.
Okay. Oheneba, thanks so much, my brother. Me sure say we start talking so definitely. And Sana I feel baby because the command be
sure
during this political season. I feel quite because next 4 years they will trouble. But we are facing trouble. In the area so now you know what to was kaka because twice they say national security for me for
oh
can be no atobo. Me no yes oh.
If it is for the good reason.
Okay, so yeah, the ufuza dibo hona okana beboa nyina obeka.
I live with my conviction and my principles.
Okay. Well, your signal me say time aso. Eti final day na be job ya. Kazem je wi asigina.
I am privileged. Say ende. Enipa me no mo inspire me into radio. Captain Smart.
Okay.
And you see where the controversy is coming from.
Okay.
And then my interviewing skills, okay. But sports, now I had always wished to say yourself and some timer.
Okay.
I have an opportunity even to take a picture with you. And for me to sit here today with you as a senior brother on this, no wonder I call myself a product of grace.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yenkoso.
Sanity. All right. I had a see the BKB show live. Here see of Wontumi FM and Wontumi TV. One of the people that over the last elections, Okofa and Sembai Pa from John Kumewu, and Honsem Chema Wontumi, Koyi Gold, and the Indian Canning Hansem. And of course, over that famous a Yenin and Wachichi. So election, 1st to 7th. And well,